So, I used to live in Boston. Woo! Okay, I was not expecting that, but okay. I used to live in Boston, which is very different from living in Oregon, which is what I'm used to. Because, you know, the people of Boston were blunt, they were rude, and they would say exactly what they thought about you. And I loved it. You see, I am autistic. And do you know how nice it is to finally get some clear social signals? Jesus Christ, I could actually tell what people wanted for once. Aggressive is so much easier than passive aggressive. Oh my God, okay. Now, if you haven't lived on both coasts, you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. And that's fair. Let me give you some examples. I will start with the West Coast. And if you're from the East Coast, don't worry, I will get to you. But y'all already get shit 3 hours before the rest of us, so... You can take one for the team on this one, is what I'm saying. Alright, West Coast. Let's say I'm in the kitchen making dinner and I'm blocking the fridge. Somebody from the West Coast wants something from the fridge. This is how that interaction would usually go. You okay there, buddy? Yeah, I'm fine. It's no big deal. I'm just a little hungry, that's all. But don't worry about it. You want something from the fridge? I mean, like, if you're okay with that, but I'm sure whatever you're doing is important. Like, it's totally Gucci if you want to keep doing whatever you're doing. I mean, I haven't eaten in 18 hours, but it's no big deal. Just don't, and then this conversation will continue until you guess the exact thing they want from the fridge. You want to know how that conversation goes in Boston? Hey, you! Get the fuck out of the way! I want some goddamn yogurt! It's Activia, it's fucking delicious! I don't know, this whole beginning part of the set is just me figuring out a way to incorporate a guy from Boston yelling about yogurts. That's one of the ideas in my head that I'm like, I gotta make that work. Anyway, you want to know how I know the East Coast is different? Because I could actually have friends on the East Coast. If you're not West Coast people, it's nothing personal. It's just if you're autistic, you can't have West Coast friends. Because people out here will hang out with you even if they don't like you. And they'll just space out when you talk and ignore your texts until you get the hints. And I don't know if you know this about autistic people. We're not the best at getting hints. I don't think you guys understand the struggle of what I've been going through. Like, I spent 15 years of my life figuring out how to communicate with you people, and you're telling me I could have just moved to Boston and fit in perfectly? Come on! Like, I could have used that 15 years for something productive. I could have invented something that changed mankind. And what did I give y'all instead? Another white male comedian. Do you have any idea how much easier my life would be if I was Bostistic? That was supposed to go earlier, but so it's not as good of an ender, but I had to put that in there. A little behind the scenes for you, even though there is no behind the scenes, it's just wall. Alright. I'm a pretty paranoid person. I cannot do even simple things like do the dishes in front of other people, or eat in front of other people, or tell people the music I like, because my brain is convinced that if I do that, somebody will find something to hate about me, and then all of my friends will turn against me. I don't know why that is, but that's what my brain thinks. Now, I have talked to several therapists about this, and they all seem to think that it's some sort of anxiety disorder. But I know that's not true, okay? Because I know exactly why I'm like this. And it is because my doctor cut me during my own C-section. Yes, you heard me correctly. A doctor stabbed me in the ass during my birth. It's one thing to get evicted, okay? It happens to every baby. We get over it. It's another thing entirely for a giant to rip the roof off of your house and maim you in the process. Oh, it's scary. That is traumatic, okay? For the first thing to happen to you on this earth is to get stabbed. Do you understand how traumatic that is? Like, I was almost circumcised on both ends. And you want to know my opinions on Megan Thee Stallion? No! This is obviously a trap! Okay, I'm not falling for it. I know not to trust anyone. This is why the only exercise I'll do is squats. I need a fat ass to protect myself from rogue OBGYNs. It's gonna happen again. I gotta be prepared. I don't have the baby fat to protect me this time. Just the regular kinds. Speaking of knives, I guess. It's an interesting segue. Speaking of knives, people apparently think that the Portland comedy scene is mean and cutthroat, which is ridiculous to me. Because I don't think you can describe anything in the Pacific Northwest as cutthroat, right? Like, we're all too chill here. Nothing is cutthroat. Well, except for the serial killers, but that's different, okay? They have a much more literal definition. And if there are any serial killers in the audience tonight, I want you to know that I am not making fun of you, okay? This is a pro serial killer set. Because honestly, I get it, okay? I don't blame you guys for doing what you do. It's not your fault that the people here are just super murderable. Look, we're always out in the woods. Most of us do not carry guns. And if we're getting attacked, we're not going to fight back. We're just going to complain about it. Like, oh, you're stabbing me? Real mature there, buddy. Okay, let me guess. You're a Gemini? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, the joke's on you, okay? Because your stab wounds are going to be rendered completely ineffective using my healing crystals. So I bet you're going to see how this is just going to backfire on you completely. Oh, why don't I call the police? Good question. One, I'm not going to call those fascists to come and save me like I'm some sort of damsel in distress. No, I'm better than that. And two, making phone calls gives me social anxiety. So I'm not going to do that, okay? It's randomly murdered. Look, I am not the biggest fan of cops by any means, but if you are actively being stabbed, that might be the one situation where a white guy with a gun and a god complex might be able to help. Alright, there is a 50-50 chance they will make that situation better. Okay, there's a 20-80 chance they'll make that situation better. Alright, So yeah, like Dennis said up top, I did get married recently, which is a little slow on the claps there, but that's all right. I won't judge you for that, you're good. But, so yeah, I did get married recently, and one thing I really try to do is just be like an above and beyond husband, okay? Like, I can't have just run-of-the-mill cute nicknames for my wife, okay? I've got to have the extreme cute nickname, all right? And I finally figured it out. But when I called my wife Muffin Top, she got really mad at me, okay? But the muffin top is objectively the cutest part of the muffin. Like, it should be cute squared. I'm taking the cute thing and taking the cutest part of it. I don't get it. I guess bitches don't know how to take compliments these days. I guess that's what it is. Man, I love getting the audience on my side and then just taking a hard right misogynist turn. For literally no reason. I don't need the audience to dislike me, but I do it anyway because it's fun to me. So yeah, my wife and I have been in a polyamorous relationship for the past 3 years. Theoretically. Yeah, neither of us know how to get any additional partners. We've gotten a grand total of 0 over the last 3 years. And, like, at least Aurora has an actual excuse, okay? Because she has severe social anxiety. Like, it's hard for her to make new connections with people. If you can't make those connections, you can't really build new relationships. Meanwhile, I'm just really fucking annoying. Alright? Like, there aren't more people clamoring for more Cody Webb in their lives. I get it, okay? I am a lot as a person. I live life in all caps. I get it. But I do want to state, for the record, that I am an expert cuddler, okay? And I don't mean that in a cute way. I take this shit seriously. I am the most comfortable person you will ever meet. Some people have body pillows. I have a pillow body. Alright? But for whatever reason, people tend to care more about compatibility than comfortability. So I guess my wife and I will have to continue being in a stable, loving, long-term, monogamous relationship. Ugh. My life is the worst! Okay. Speaking of my life being bad, I guess, have any of you ever learned a fact, just a completely innocuous, harmless fact, that has messed with your head for several months?
Yeah!
Yeah, because I have.
Zippers were invented in 1879. How did they not think of that beforehand?
That is an interesting fact. Fuck the joke I had planned. Apparently I'm going to talk about ZipRecruiter for the next 8 minutes. Apparently ZipRecruiter was made in, what was it, 1879 you said?
Yeah, zippers.
Oh, zippers. I thought you said ZipRecruiter. That makes a lot more sense. Now we're on board. That makes a lot more sense than the hiring website being founded in 1879. Although Nintendo was also founded in like the early 1800s, so it would not be the most surprising thing for me. Anyway, back to the joke. That is as far as I know what to do with it, with that information. I don't have just 8 minutes of zipper material in my back pocket, okay? Alright, for me, the fact that messed with my head was trans women love computer science. Now, this did not mess with my head for transphobic reasons. Stay with me, Vancouver, okay? The reason this messed with my head is because I am a programmer. And I am not the most masculine person in the world. So I was worried that I would have to learn something about myself. But I did some thinking, and I realized, even if I were a woman, I wouldn't want to change anything about myself, okay? I wouldn't change my name, and I wouldn't, change the way I dress in any way. Now, why would I do that? Simple. It's because I already have the perfect programmer name. Okay, my name is Cody Webb, and I code on the web. I am a comedian, and my name is a pun. It works both ways. Like, you can look at my name tag and know what my job is. And you want to take that away from me? For the sake of my mental health? Man, fuck my mental health. If I ever cared about my mental health, I never would have become a comedian in the first place. That's how it works, right? You become a comedian and then develop clinical depression. All right, you're allowed to laugh at that, don't worry. I don't say things up here for people not to laugh at. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to tell a joke and then be like, look at this lady for laughing at me. All right, everybody, go out and grab your bats, baseball bats from your cars. We're going to commit, I don't know, that's not going anywhere good. I'm going to go back to the joke. Where was I? Yeah, my name is, like I said, name is Cody Webb. I code on the web. Anyway, so funny story about that joke, the programmer joke. About a year ago, I posted that joke to TikTok, because, I'm on TikTok, 150,000 followers, no big deal, don't worry about it. I don't talk about it very much, because, I'm just humble like that. So I posted that joke to TikTok, and it does really well. So well, in fact, that thousands of trans women started following me on TikTok. But they all made it very clear that they were there to watch me transition. Not see if I transition. Watch the transition that was inevitably going to happen. Now, when this happened to me, I started having, legitimate doubts about my gender. Not because I learned anything about myself, but because I am a scientist, okay? And if thousands of people who all know more than you do all tell you that you're wrong, and you don't at least reconsider, you're a shitty fucking scientist. Okay? So what did I do? I started experimenting. I started to see if, living more femininely, dressing more femininely, painting my nails, doing makeup, seeing if that was the kind of thing that I'd want to do. If I would like living life as a woman. And the answer? No, not really. But that's okay. Like, at least I learned something. At least I can now confidently say that I am not a woman. Because it was genuinely in question there for a couple of months. So, what now? Am I a man? I'm a man in the same way that Kraft Singles is cheese. Like, sure, it looks like cheese, kind of, if you squint a little. A lot of people will call it cheese purely out of convenience. But if you look inside, you will find absolutely nothing of substance. Now, when I've told that joke to people, people have been like, Cody, that sounds like you're probably some form of non-binary. And I do agree, it does sound like that. But I will never admit to that. Because I don't want the comment section to be right. Alright, you don't have thousands of people come into my comment section, force me to question my gender, and then just get what you want. Okay? No! We do not negotiate with terrorists. I am going to win gender! Which is a totally normal and well-adjusted thing to want. Alright, thank you so much, Underbar. I have been Cody Webb. Please give it up for Dennis Gray!